All right, guys. So finally got my mom hilt back in hand. It was with Rudy's machinist for quoting the production of the interlocking, interchangeable crystal chambers that I'm designing. So this video is a little bit of a quick impromptu to show kind of what we are, where we are in the stage of the run. I had to go with a different source. The quantity that Rudy's guy needed, I just wasn't interested in that quantity at this time. So we're now working with other sources. Yeah. So anyway, this is a little bit of an impromptu video. It's not a full demo. And just so there's some clarity, why some of you are seeing some of these chambers for sale. So these are tests that I did, and the reason why they failed is a couple reasons. So if you can see here, this is 3D printed aluminum, and you can see the grittiness. And it actually is worse when I get it in hand. So this one has been sanded quite a bit, but not buffed, for polish. But my point is that I needed to print more material so that this was a little tighter. That way, by the time I sand it down and polish it, it's still a tight fit. So that's number one reason that failed for my project. Other one is I made the channel space too wide, so when the grub is in the channel, there's a lot of that play there, and then even up here, so I don't like that. But that doesn't mean that it can't work for someone else's someone else's project. So they're still salvageable. So that's why the chambers are for sale without the base. It's just not ideal for my project. And the way that they can be salvaged for another project is you can make a chassis with a stem that goes in that shaft, and you can attach it permanently to a chassis there, and then make this part of a removable build. So the only part that's not going to be 3D printed, at least for now, is the base, because the threads did not print well. So the place that I have machining it, what's really cool is they're going to do four. Wait, was it four? Or is it three? I don't remember if it was 3 or 4 of the set screws for more, connection. And then, it'll just sit flat, nice and flush there. What also is cool is that, again, this is my handmade prototype, so they're going to try to match it. They're going to try to do some of these holes there, because when you have the stock connector on the top with the LEDs, maybe some shine through can come through those holes too. So that'd be pretty cool if that happens. We don't know yet. But anyway, so they're doing the holes on the bases too. So anyway, so this is for sale. I dressed it up, make it nicer for you. Now, other things that we were going to get into, I'll probably wait for another video, but these are both usable in the 7Chambers, but also in the MHS. MHS Luke grenades and OB grenades, their inner depth is a little different because you can actually thread this top half off of their grenade. So their threads for that connection goes like right about there. So you do have to sand that down so that you can make up, for the length. That length. So that would be basically like that. So if you use it for MHS, it does require a little more modifications to the hilt. The 7 chambers, though, all you have to do is tap the grenade. You could tap it right at the edge there. You can tap it in the threads. Either way. Threads is probably more ideal, but yeah. So that's really all that needs to be done for that to make it work. Trying to think if there's anything else I needed to cover. There's the base model, the basic model, and then there's the elite model. I've discovered that I can design quite a few different designs from the 3D print shop. So there's going to be different versions that you can kind of collect them all. You don't have to, right? Because you're going to have this one that'll thread in and out of the Hero from 7 chambers, their V2, and then there's supposed to be another one in the future. I don't know what's going to happen with that, but yeah. So 1 chamber, 1 chassis that operates both of the 7 chambers Luke hilts. Anyway, yeah, so again, just a recap, I didn't print enough material on here, so that way by the time I sand down all of this and polish it and buff it out, that it's it still would be a tight fit in there. So right now it's just too loose for my liking. I ordered the corrected versions, and they should be getting to me, roughly within another week or so, and then once the fitting, if it turns out correctly, and then I'm able to buff it or sand it down, buff it, polish, fits correctly, then I'll dress it up, install it, and do a full demo for you guys. But anyway, thanks for checking it out. May the force be with you.